Hello, and welcome back to another episode of Mr. Gill Plays Transport Fever 2. We're still in the beta stages. Look at this view, isn't it lovely? See the trains coming in to the station there? All of these trucks doing their things. Trucky time. Look at that station. What's that train stopping for? There you go through. I love it big time. We are in Lee. Lee is growing nicely. Lee is growing quite rapidly, up to 1,000 people now, and that's good. We're maintaining the target population. We're hitting it. Now, obviously, we've got very poor emissions. We've got mediocre stations, so we need to start thinking about that sort of stuff. We have 300 people waiting, which is quite a lot. And so the passenger rail that we started in the last episode, I believe, might not be. We need to think about how that can get better. For sure. We've done quite a lot, and I mean by we, I mean me. But in the between times, between like after live stream, during live stream, and then in between recording videos and all that kind of stuff, I still play the game. We still get things done. What I've been working on mostly is the efficiency of all of this network here. So this tool situation. Now you can see up here, we have this tool thing. It's got up to 1, 2, 3, 4, level 5 now. Quite a lot of tools coming into it and quite a lot of tools going out of it. We've got fast trains now, so things like going to Lee is the fastest kind of train we can get. It goes 80 kilometers now. 80 kilometers just because as of now, the carts, the things, whatever they're called in the back there, those things, the carriages, the wagons, their top speed is only 80. So that's why we've got trains that can only go 80. Well, actually, these trains can go 100, but the trains, you know what I mean. So we've got top speed trains. We can see we're starting to burn through the tools. We had a backlog of maybe 700 or 800 waiting for each of these, and we started to burn through that. We need to keep this producing as fast as possible. This again had about 1,000 stored and is now eating through that as we have increased the demand by having faster trains, and the cities are growing themselves. So these are being sourced from here. Now we've got fast trains again on these ones. They're running down all the way to here and picking up the steel from here. This is now producing pretty well. We're close to doing that. The problem is the iron ore. So the coal is coming from here. This is absolutely maxed. The transport is not as good as it could be. So what we can do right here, I reckon, is come into these two trains, go to edit, and I think we can add one more of the, what do they use? This one, the gondola? Yeah. So we can add another gondola to there and another gondola to there, modify. I reckon that will then push that back up to 100% transport. This thing is maxed. It's doing everything it can. Over here we have this baby here, which is producing the iron ore. You can see we're nearly maxed here. 679 in there. We've got 3 trains going back and forth. If I put 4, they have to stop too often. So what we can do here again is let's just go like so, and we're just going to edit one more gondola each. Should just about make it perfect, I reckon. Bam. So now they should be taking the max amount from here. This should be at 100% transport, all maxed out. But as you can see, we're emptying out too fast. They just can't get there fast enough. So I've just run a line now all the way around and up to here, where we have another lovely iron ore mine. What we're going to do in here is pop in. We're going to buy a new train. We're using the A35s, which I quite like. What's this guy like? Does 90. It's a lot cheaper, but a lot less power and tractive effort. We want something that can carry a lot. So we're going to go with one of these guys, and I'm loving this, whatever that is. What was it again? The A35. I don't know if everybody else likes this train. I like this train. It's got the legendary name Spanish Brothel Railway. I have no idea what that means. Okay, fine. Now for this, we're carrying this stuff, so we need gondolas. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. But now we're going to want to keep it at good. Let's just keep it at good and see how this goes. We don't have a line. We've got to make the line. No, not that one. This one, like so, from here, and we're coming into here. That should be that yellow line. Looks nice, all sexy at Wallingford. We're loading that stuff, and at Thingy we're unloading that stuff. The line is called, it's an RR. It's a process, not a delivery. It is, I guess it's Lee iron 2. We're trying to be where the iron actually goes. I think that's the way we do it. Okay, let's see. Does it really matter? Yeah, possibly. Go like so, go like so. Bam. Now this is going to start, and we'll probably put maybe 2 to 3 trains, maybe 4 to 5 trains on that line. But I mean, obviously we're going to get to a point where we're pumping in so much stuff. You can see that we've already pumped in so much coal. Ooh, look at that. Brilliant. So we're starting to level up this thing, which is going to increase the amount of steel, which means we can then come back to these trains here, and we can increase the amount of carriages they currently own. I think there's 4 of them. Yeah, there's 4 of them. I think that's probably enough. I mean, we could go to 5 or 6, but I think I'd rather have 4 trains carrying a lot than 6 trains carrying nothing, if you know what I mean. We want everything to be full all the time. This one is annoying me. Going all the way up to backup. Backup is not always full, and I think it's just because backup is not big enough yet. It's not making enough demand for these tools. We're happy to let that flow for a little while longer before that becomes an issue. It's still making money, so that's okay. That's all right. But we really need to start pumping more steel into here, because we're going to come up to a problem soon where trains are going to be running half empty, and we do not want that. We replaced all of the stuff going into Lee with 1 fast train going back and forth, and that's just about keeping pace with how much can be produced. Just about. And I also chucked on a secondary line just running between Lee and Holt. So we have a passenger line that's Lee, Holt to Clare, and we might switch this up. I've just been playing around with it and seeing what's working best and where people want to go. But now I've just added one going Lee to Holt. These are still pretty slow trains, so we can look at upgrading those at some point in the future. You can see down below here we've got 60 millions. We're making about 5. Well, that was 11 million that year. Holy moly, that's good money. So we're making cash. We're making the moolah. We're getting things done. What we need to do now is hopefully let this run for a little bit, and let's just see how that catches up and pushes everything over into here, because what I want to do is run these tools over to Wallingford as well. I think this should produce enough that we can do that. If it doesn't, we can start pumping in either steel from somewhere else, or we can look at the situation down here where we've got steel being produced as well as bricks being produced, and we can very easily start to make tools here as well, and whether or not they all come into a central hub and then are distributed as well from that place up there. I mean, it'd be very easy to run these all the way up and use the same kind of route to pop into this station up the top, which could be a good idea, or actually even run it down this way somehow. Interesting. All very interesting. All right, let me get this thing going and caught up and see how we're doing. Hello there, this is just Editor Gill asking you to like and subscribe if you possibly can. It means so much to me and a lot for the channel. Encourages me to do more and to spend more time and effort learning, making, doing, laughing, making stupid things, screwing up constantly, and all of that kind of stuff. So please, click the like if you can, subscribe if you want, and I'll catch you back now. Okay, now interestingly, well not really interestingly, but confusingly and annoyingly, I cannot get the shipment demand for this steel mill above 600. We have leveled it up to level 4. We're pumping out, we're moving this stuff. I've added a few more carts to this guy, to all of them, and a couple more of these, so they're pumping it in. This is nearly empty every time. I think we could do one more on all of these guys and that'd do it. Like so. What is it, this one? Like so. Oop. Modify. I'm trying to keep everything nice colors. Orange for iron. But yeah, this secondary line was not needed. I ran it back and forth a couple of times and this thing didn't produce anything because it didn't have any demand from this thing, which annoys me because we get down to 1 quite often. But we need to increase the demand for shipment, so the demand for steel from this factory. Now currently we've got a little bit of a backlog in there. I mean, we can add again a little bit more to these guys, and that will mean they will carry more, and hopefully that will then increase the demand. But we need to actually modify, just make the colors right. Perfect. We need to actually increase the demand for this thing. So this thing needs to want more. It needs to level up again. Currently, it seems to be fulfilling everybody's needs pretty easy. Claire and Lee are obviously a little bit maxed out, but they're growing cities. And it's not really increasing. So demand here is 837. We need to get that up so we can level this up. So I guess what we'll do is we'll build this line into Wallingford. I think that's the best idea. And I'm just going to swing it down here, around here, over there, and straight into there. Or maybe actually this way so that we can eventually curve this line up. And eventually pop a station here at Romney and a station at Wallingford and use the same infrastructure, so to speak. So yeah, and I think we can share the platform here, the one that goes for backup, because there's 2 trains on that. We could share that to start with. I don't want to add too many more platforms to that, and obviously people get annoyed if I just keep on adding platforms and tracks instead of using things like signaling, which is, you know, what it's for. Anyway, so let me add in this this line like so, and we see where we're at. I just don't want to keep on speeding up time too much while we wait for things to happen. Right, 1 second. Okay, we're nearly there. I think if we get to 900, we've increased the demand to 895 now for this tool situation. Now we did that by adding this guy on here, this little guy, Wallingford, who's not yet carrying capacity, but that's fine. But also I noticed that like Claire is definitely needing a lot. Why are you losing so much money? Oh no, you're making lots of money. Good. Where's Claire? Claire tool. I think we could probably go and edit and add 1 more each. Actually, while we're here, change your color. Your tools are this color. There we go. Yeah, I think that's, there we go, 904. Perfect. Okay, so now we push the demand up for this. We just need to wait for it to actually complete its demand process. That should push the demand up for this. Come on, the shipment, it should definitely, shouldn't it? Better. No, shipment is dropping. I thought this was demand. What? Wait a second. Well, this is going even further, is it? My understanding was that shipment was the same thing as demand. So in this case, this word here, shipment, this line here is the demand from the towns it's servicing, so it's consumers. And this is leveling up again. Let's just let that level. Come on. Bam. Okay. So now it's getting stuff, but not enough. Now this, it seems to me that there's less, so we need to increase the amount because the production. There we go, over 600. Right, cool. Okay, it's caught up. So now it's going to start producing a lot more. But it's running up and down because I don't think it has enough of this. Okay, so now let's try and put this train back in action, which has been sitting here costing me fortunes. Onto the line, onto the Lee Iron 2. And actually, while we're here, Lee Iron, manage line, change the color to this. Thank you very much. You, manage vehicle, change your color to this. Thank you very much. Started to color code everything, so it just makes it a bit easier. If we look like this, we could see the blue, darker blue is steel, lighter blue is tools, and we can see where all the tools are going on our map, which is what we're something is I'm sure will help in the future. Okay, so I think that is going to help. Are you going to produce stuff? This is my question. Why won't you produce anything? There surely is demand here. This guy is tapped out, no? Okay, actually, this guy seems to be... How do you make him more? No, it's tapped out for sure. It's going down to 0 every time, and they're not full trains, are they? No, they're not full trains. So that's not great, to be honest. I dropped one down to 23. We're actually going to drop this one down to 23 as well. 23 carts. or whatever they're called. Okay, this is up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down. Yeah, and look, you're not carrying full capacity either. But I want to be pumped. Why aren't you making stuff for me? I'm confuzzled because this is definitely needs iron. Definitely needs iron. And this thing is tapped out. This thing is here, and it will not make iron for us. Have I done something wrong? This carries iron. Manage the line. At Wallingford. Whoops. Wait, pause. That was a mistake. Let's just get rid of both of them. Add station here. Back to here. Yep. At Wallingford, you're going to pick up this stuff. And at Highworth, you're going to unload that stuff. Yeah. So there's no reason in my head why the shipment here shouldn't jump up and start producing. Because the demand is here. This thing is chewing through all the iron. And these guys are not getting enough iron to it because this thing is tapped out. And by tapped out, I mean maxed. Am I being silly? Have I misunderstood something? Because there's definitely demand there. Because this is going to screw up the whole system now. Because if these guys are going back and forth empty or half full, we are not making as much money. We're going to start to lose money. I mean, we've got 136 million. We don't need to worry too much. But everything has to be profitable, so we have to sort out this stuff. How many unprofitable lines we got? What is it? 5. That's no good. No good at all. Yeah, see, the shipment now is dropping even lower. Why won't you make things? You know what? Maybe we'll leave it there, guys, and maybe somebody down below could give me an idea about why this thing, which obviously needs more iron that cannot be produced from this thing because we are taking all the iron out. Every time a train goes in there, it's taking everything. Why then this one connected up, running with a fast train, will not start producing iron for this system. The demand is there. This guy up here wants more stuff. For sure. Oh, it's got a lot, but still wants more. Yeah, maybe somebody could let me know down below what they think, what I've done wrong. And we'll definitely talk about this in a live stream coming up. Just to remind you, live streams are every Monday. Roughly, what time is it? 8 a.m. Australia time. And that's 2200 UTC, Universal Time. So please come join in because I do a lot of stuff actually in a live stream. We're going to get a lot more done in live streams just because it's easier. And I would appreciate the help. Because remember, we've got to be efficient, we've got to be profitable, and we've got to be networked. And this, I thought, was actually going to really be efficient. I wonder, oh, maybe we do this. Maybe we just make another steel mine entirely. Let that one just sit and then make more steel and pump it through up there. Where can we get coal from for that? I mean, we could be taking coal from here. There's coal sitting there. We probably couldn't take that much. Is there another coal? There's coal up here. And oh, look, we could take steel from here. I wonder, do we take this steel all the way down? Down like that into... No, actually, where does it still need to go? It needs to go over here. So steel over like that. Is there another steel over here? There's this one, but we can't get much to it. There's the iron here. There's iron. I mean, this is not really leveled up. We could take, and there's a lot of iron sitting there. We could take the iron from there, the coal from there, pump it into here, take this steel and push it straight into there. That's going to produce more tools for us. I worry it's going to offset the balance of what's happening. Yeah, I'd really like some help with that. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. Please click the like, subscribe if you can, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye.